about this. This is fascinating. This is how you know that guy got some influence and control. We know everything about Jeffrey Epstein, everything about Ghislaine Maxwell. I got bikini pictures of Ghislaine Maxwell, right?
Yeah, you do.
Nobody even knows George Soros. They barely know his upbringing. They this guy is actively supporting these district attorneys in these liberal cities and destroying the fabric of these liberal cities and these liberal states. If he's doing that and we got one picture of him, that's different level. And it is possible that a guy like that is at odds with the people that want America to be successful.
Fam, welcome back to another video. Welcome back to another reaction. This is Segovia coming to you live from the man cave. Hope everyone out there had a good Monday, y'all. My Monday was all right. I've had better Mondays, but I've had a lot worse Mondays. I can't complain, y'all. I'm sitting here reacting on a Monday night. Got me a nice sparkling water right here. About to chill with the Cave Fam. Thank you guys, everyone that's been showing love and support to the channel, y'all. I appreciate that. We're going to continue to grow. We're going to be the best reaction channel on YouTube. We're getting there, y'all. We're getting there. We're growing. We are growing. But hey, enough with the chit chat. Let's get into the reaction. All right, here we go, y'all. I put a little compilation together. Like I said, there's some conspiracies in here, y'all, but a lot of them are true. A lot of these things are real facts that are happening. That's what I like to put my channel around, the truth. Not saying that conspiracies ain't the truth, y'all. There's some real ones out there, and those are the ones I put on my channel, y'all. But hey, sit back, sip on something, preferably something non-alcoholic, you know what I'm saying? And let's get into the video.
Y'all, I cannot even make this up. The World Economic Forum at Davos, they have a literal witch casting spells over all the people there, as well as the people in charge. At the very end, I'm going to show you something that she's doing, which goes back to 100 AD and even sooner. But basically, when she blows the wind out, she's blowing demons into people. Watch.
Why should I?
Gotta turn it down for a minute so we don't get no demons in here. Alright. She's blowing demons in them. Look at her headdress. I'll explain in 1 minute what that is. Why would this be at Davos? These are the people literally controlling the world in general, making the ideas for the future. This is all alleged, this is all speculation, this is just blah, right? Okay, like this is some serious stuff. Now look at her headdress, right? When we get over there, this is the way it is. Apollyon, Apollo, the Destroyer, the Lightbringer, the Statue of Liberty, a Roman god. That's exactly what she is showing herself to be. And then she does all these incantations, and then she blows the demons directly in these people. Our world is literally being ran by Satanists, and every day it's more obvious.
Only as healthy as our neighbor is on our street, in our city, in our region, in our nation, and globally. And did we solve that? Like, did we actually manage to vaccinate everyone in the world? No. So highlighting water as a global commons and what it means to work together and see it both out of that kind of global commons perspective, but also the self-interest perspective, because it does have that parallel. It's not only important, but it's also important because we haven't managed to solve those problems which had similar attributes. And water is something that people understand. You know, climate change is a bit abstract. Some people understand it really well. Some understand it a bit. Some just don't understand it. Water, every kid knows how important it is to have water. When you're playing football and you're thirsty, you need water. So there's also something about really getting citizen engagement around this and really, in some ways, experimenting with this notion of the common good. Can we actually deliver this time in ways that we have failed miserably other times? And hopefully we won't keep failing on the other things, but anyway.
Well, they're going to try to do something with the water. What is she saying? They're going to try to do something with the water because the other stuff's not working. We're too dumb to even care about global warming. We got to care about water. That's how we're going to get them. They start bringing up water, they start getting people's attention, right? People start taking less showers. People quit watering their grass as much because they're saying to, because there's a water shortage. You can say there's global warming. I don't care. I'm going to go buy me an F-350 that runs on 30 gallons of gas or whatever. You know what I'm saying? So that's creepy, y'all.
As you surf the internet, as you watch videos or check your social feed, the algorithms will be monitoring. The algorithm tracks your eye movements, your blood pressure, your brain activity, and tells you who you are. Now imagine the situation in 10 or 20 years when an algorithm can tell any teenager exactly where he or she is on the gay-straight spectrum.
Violence. I think that, it's more or less because... What did he just say? Wow.
Can tell any teenager exactly where he or she is on the gay-straight spectrum.
I mean, we already know that's their agenda, right? But it's heading that way. I mean, you bring up shoes, some type of shoes, it's going to pop up on your ads, right? It's already getting what you're thinking, what you're saying. Soon it's going to be getting what you're feeling, right? He said in the next 20 to 30 years, you got to imagine where it's going to be at. Yeah, I think a big reset's coming. My big theory, this is my conspiracy theory, right? When we start getting too close to God and playing what God, that's God's choice, right? Pick what we are, whatever. Touchy subject, I know, but that's when scientists and electronics and technology start creating babies and doing things that is in God's hand. I think that's when he says, all right, you monkeys elevated a little too much, right? It's time to wipe you guys out. We got to start over. This is getting too crazy. We got to make land sea and sea land. It's time. And I think we're getting close to that. That's my theory. That's what I think. Call me crazy. I don't know.
What the fuck just happened? Interview's over. Shut it off. No, shut it off. Get the fuck out of here, Daryl.
I am Marshall's publicist, and I'm telling you to pull a fucking plug right now.
This is gold. I am not cutting this interview off. This is the best interview we've ever done.
I get asked all the time on TikTok, how's the rebuilding going in Lahaina? Well, see for yourself. What is it, 5 months after the fire? Nothing's been done. No rebuilding. They put up some beautiful kids paintings right here to color, to make it nice and bright with colors. But no rebuilding has started whatsoever. Meanwhile, people still have to pay mortgages and are getting eviction notices.
That's crazy.
Even though their house burned down and they haven't gotten money from the insurance company yet because they're dragging their butts. Ridiculous.
Upwards of 18,000 head of cattle are lost in the fire. The numbers are not confirmed by officials yet, but we know the loss was in the thousands. We've reached out to the Texas Commission of Environmental Quality. They have a crew on the scene assessing the damage and talking about what's...
By the way, if you are smart enough, you would know who I am.
All right, check this out, y'all. Just listen to his body language. Pay attention to his body language. Like, yeah, he's saying what he's saying, but I'll break it down for you right now. Just check this out.
But you are really not smart enough to know who I am. But soon you're gonna know who I am. Very
easy. The entitlement.
Soon you are going to know who I am. And he starts that off before saying, if you were smart, you would know who I am. But soon you're gonna know who I am. Know who I am.
On the scene.
It's deeper than that to me. Like when he says very soon, and he like shakes his head like very soon, like I can't wait to get you motherfuckers, right? That's what I took from where he said very soon. The way he like you can just tell his soul. He meant that with his soul when he said it. Like I can't wait. Like check him out.
Assessing the damage and talking about what's...
By the way, if you are smart enough, you would know who I am. But
that's crazy too. If you're smart enough, you'll know.
But soon you're gonna know who I am.
Right here. Very soon. Like I can't wait.
The entitlement.
That's crazy.
Soon you are going to know who I am. And he starts that off before saying, if you were smart, you would know who I am. But soon you're gonna know who I am.
By the way, if you are smart enough, you would know who I am. But you are really not smart enough to know who I am. But soon you're gonna know who I am. Very
You gotta think, right? I don't know. This dude could be really planning something, or he can just be fed up with these people like, hey, I'm doing it illegal, but what do you want me to do? Your government's allowing it, right? I mean, if they left $1 million and it's illegal on the corner, you're going to go grab it, right? That's their fault, right? It's not his fault. Who knows, though? I'm just saying, I'm just playing the devil's advocate, right? Maybe he's just sick of these weird people coming up and putting cameras in his face, telling him to get the hell out of here. Like, hey, go talk to your people in downtown, right? I'm doing what anybody smart would do. It's time to come here now, right? You know what I'm saying? So, but the way he said that very soon, that was kind of creepy. Like, I can't wait till I get that phone call to come put in work, right?
Soon you are gonna know who I am. They don't respect you. They talk down to you. And now, I mean, this sounds like a threat. Sure, this could be one of those things where he's telling everyone, I'm going to be so successful, you're going to know who I am. I don't know, something doesn't sit right with this one. Let me know what you think in the comments below. Soon we are going to know who this man is.
Creepy nonetheless, though, because millions of them came over. Millions of middle-aged men.
And fellas, that if the Super Bowl is Baltimore and San Fran, and I tell you what, that Super Bowl 59 emblem better have jet green on it.
Jet green and cardinal red, baby.
I know you've seen that one, Connor. That's a real interesting.
Yeah. Well, let's not get into that today.
What are we talking about?
What happened?
What's the Jet 59? What you just tied the Ravens and the Niners?
Don't worry.
In the Super Bowl 59 into something.
Well, not
you know?
like the logos,
look at the colors.
team colors that have been in.
Look at the colors.
Super Bowl.
The Ravens and the Niners. It's purple. It's red.
Bring it up, Foxy or somebody back there.
Seats on it.
Bring up Super Bowl 58.
You'll see it.
The emblem, put on the screen, and then bring up 57 and 56.
This has something to do with the Epstein list that came out.
Feels like.
That's supposed to be coming out soon.
Look, this guy's been waiting in his wine cellar.
Yeah.
I've been waiting in my wine cellar for this thing.
A lot of people, including Jimmy Kimmel, are really hoping that doesn't.
All right. Obviously, a clip from this particular program was run on Jimmy Kimmel's show whenever Aaron brought up the list, and then Jimmy mocked him for it.
You knew Jeffrey Epstein.
All right, I thought I put that clip in after, but I guess I didn't. But the past 3 Super Bowls, that's what they show. The color of the emblem has been the teams in the Super Bowl. You know what I'm saying? So last year it was Philly and Kansas City, so it was red and green. And the team on the bottom has won the past 3 years, the color, right? So that's what he's saying. I thought I put that clip in here, but I didn't. But I mean, the last 3 have been legit. What about the past 50 or whatever number they're on? But nonetheless, shit, I'm gonna be right there watching the game. I'm gonna have my nachos, I'm gonna have my chicken wings, I'm gonna have my sub, I'm gonna have my macaroni salad over here, my non-alcohol Heineken over here. Shit, I don't care. I'm watching it. I'm a fool. Call me what you want.
Yeah, I did. You know, we flew Bill Clinton and a lot of different. Well, that was a humanitarian trip to Africa. And I met him on that trip because it was his plane. I didn't know who plane we was getting on, but it was a whole bunch of dignitary people. We was with a delegation, and yeah, I met him, and you know, you don't know people what they do in their private lives, so yeah. But tell me this, Chris. He was on this private plane, and you could tell that it was a private plane because they called it, what was it, Lolita Express?
Oh yeah, it was a private plane. Yes. Oh yes.
Wait a minute. You didn't never go to that island, did you?
No. I don't know where that thing at. No.
That seems so crazy.
See, what's crazy is that, like, podcasts, they would have never asked him that on The View, on, you know, if he did an interview on CNN, they would never ask him that. That would never been brought up 10 years ago, right? But on podcasts, we're free to ask whatever we want. We own the content, right? The people. We control what we ask, whatever. Yeah, we can get canceled, whatever. But, and I'm just noticing not a lot of like big A-list, top of the top celebrities do interviews with random people. Not random people, but like, well, I guess Joe Rogan, he's the biggest podcast out there, but like who was that guy? No, not anybody can get on that podcast. So they're always on those big shows, y'all. They're always on those big shows.
Do you think there's not a list?
That's what Jimmy said. He's a tinfoil hat guy.
There's a lady in jail for sex trafficking.
And Jimmy would acknowledge
to no one. Like, there's no one who's been arrested that she sex trafficked to.
And that's what Aaron's saying.
Well, there's a list that's out. Who knows if it's fake? I don't know. It could be a fake list. Who knows? But Chris Tucker's on that list, and they asked Chris Tucker on a podcast, "What's up with you being on the list?" He didn't do what Jimmy Kimmel said. Jimmy Kimmel said it's a fake list. Who cares what that list says? It's fake.
Right.
Chris Tucker goes, "Yeah, I did go on that flight, but we went to Africa, and I went with a bunch of diplomats. I didn't know who this fucking Epstein guy was." Like Chris Tucker says, like, I had no idea. We were on this plane. We were going to Africa, do some diplomatic shit, and turns out he's a pedophile. I didn't know.
Well, they definitely got people connected to him by using famous people.
Yes. Yeah.
Because,
So, my point was, Chris Tucker basically confirmed that the list was like legit because he's on it.
Right. There's this dude that was inviting me to this conference once, and he was like, Kanye West is going to be there. I'm like, oh, Kanye West is going to be there. Next thing you know, you're there, right?
Yes.
And if you don't know who's there, and some dude, this was just a conference. It was like a tech conference. And they wanted me to come and talk about, like, the influence of social media and podcasting and shit. I was like, I talk about that all the time. When am I going to go there? But point is, they were trying to lure me by saying that some famous dude I know was going to be there. So if you hear, like, oh, my God, Richard Dawkins is going to be there.
You think it's safe.
Yeah, all these famous people are going to be there. World leaders are going to be there.
What was Stephen Hawkins doing on that list so much?
Stephen Hawkins was a freak. He used to go to strip clubs.
Really?
Yeah, because he could feel, but he couldn't move. You know who told me about that? Eric Weinstein. Weinstein told me about that back in the day. He would go to, like, swingers clubs, and he would lay there, and they all gyrate on him. Because it probably felt good. And he can't move, but he could feel. He had Lou Gehrig's disease, so his body just...
Their dicks still get hard, though.
I bet. I mean, he's not stupid. He's smart as shit. He just can't move.
It's crazy because
we come from the Clint Eastwood era, the pistols and the 4.5 and the Magnums. So when crack came, all the different movies came that influenced the culture at the same time.
Okay, so this is one thing I could tell you about. So I heard from an OG that they used to find barrels of guns along the train tracks, just sitting there, Uzis, like fully automatic guns, bro, like just sitting there for people to find. Little kids in the ghetto throwing rocks on the train tracks, what they do, stumble across a whole barrel of guns.
So you think the government left them there?
I mean, we had the train track run right through from South Central,
because we know crack was made in USC,
right?
They made crack in USC in the college.
Really?
In the lab, yes.
Okay.
And they experimented with it there before they put it in the street.
I didn't know that.
Yeah.
Don't y'all remember how hard crack and even drugs hit the streets in the 80s? And did y'all ever wonder where it came from? In this interview I'm about to show y'all, Gary Webb will expose everything there is to know about how the CIA trafficked drugs into our country in the 80s. Listen up to the video.
Operated along the west coast of the United States throughout most of the 80s. And they were funneling, they were selling cocaine in South Central. They were also selling it in Oakland. They were selling it in San Francisco.
This is on Montel Williams. Back when television was real. Imagine somebody going on there and talking deep about Epstein on one of these morning talk shows, right? They don't do it no more. He was on a big time telecast on CBS saying this, that the government created crack pretty much.
They're selling it in San Jose. And some of the money they were making was going to support an army that the men who ran the cocaine ring worked for, called the FDN. This was an army that the CIA started
Who remembers that?
in
Telling y'all my
1981
age.
and supported.
Better known to us, most of us who remember, is the Contras from Nicaragua. So go right ahead.
The men that were running the cocaine ring were top officials of this Contra army. And what we found was that they were selling this stuff in South Central, which is predominantly black section of Los Angeles, immediately before the outbreak of the crack cocaine epidemic. They started selling powder. Tons and tons and tons of powder cocaine was going into this one small area of the city. And from there, they sold it to Freeway Rick. And Freeway Rick took the powder, turned it into crack, and starting in 1983, 1984, began distributing it to predominantly the gangs, the Crips and the Bloods in Los Angeles.
On TV, y'all, he was saying that. San Diego flood. This is heading my way. Hitting Arizona tonight. Hitting Texas tomorrow. I hope not that bad of rain, but I hope I get some good rain because my grass and my plants, boy, do they need it. Beautiful San Diego. I'm due for a San Diego trip. It's been a while. Like the end of times down there.
New York City nuclear preparedness commercial.
So there's been a nuclear attack. Don't ask me how or why, just know that the big one has hit, okay? So what do? There are 3 important steps that I want you to remember. Step 1, get inside fast. You, your friends, your family, get inside. And no, staying in the car is not an option. You need to get into a building and move away from the windows. Step 2, stay inside. Shut all doors and windows. Have a basement? Head there. If you don't have one, get as far into the middle of the building as possible. If you were outside after the blast, get clean immediately. Remove and bag all outer clothing to keep radioactive dust or ash away from your body. Step 3, stay tuned. Follow media for more information. Don't forget to sign up for Notify NYC for official alerts and updates. And don't go outside until officials say it's safe. All right? You've got this.
New York is crazy, y'all. That's a terrorist center, right? That's crazy to see that commercial pop up. Is that a regular thing in New York? I'm from Arizona. This isn't. If this popped up, I'd be like, "What the hell is this?" That's crazy. That's a real thing.
What a fucking genius con.
Yeah.
What a genius con. You get some guy, you say he's a billionaire, you just give him like a fucking blank checkbook, which when you're spending $170 billion on Ukraine and $136 billion here and $46 billion there, and we got to upgrade that and just let these people in, and that costs $30 trillion. Like fucking, what's $1 billion?
That's right. Yeah.
What's $1 billion to control literally the greatest scientists and entertainers and politicians, and just get them all convinced?
Yeah.
Look, Bill's here. Look, look who's here. Stephen Hawking's here. Look, this guy's here. Look at this Nobel laureate's here. Look at all these brilliant, esteemed scientists. Look at these amazing conversations. Look how beautiful these women are.
Think about this. This is fascinating. This is how you know that guy got some influence and control. We know everything about Jeffrey Epstein, everything about Ghislaine Maxwell. I got bikini pictures of Ghislaine Maxwell, right?
Yeah, you do.
Nobody even knows George Soros. They barely know his upbringing. They this guy is actively supporting these district attorneys in these liberal cities and destroying the fabric of these liberal cities and these liberal states. If he's doing that and we got one picture of him, that's different level. And it is possible that a guy like that is at odds with the people that want America to be successful, and he's found a way to profit off of this. And who knows? I don't know why they would even let a guy like that exist. If there is an all-powerful day that's trying to protect America, why would they let him exist?
I had a conversation with the governor of Texas about him, with Greg Abbott, where he was explaining to me what George Soros does, and it's terrifying that he donates money to a very progressive, very leftist, whether it's a DA or whatever politician, and then funds someone who's even further left than them to go against them. It seems like he funds corrosion. It's like he wants these cities to fall apart. He wants crime to flourish. It's almost like he's an evil person in a Batman movie.
It is.
Someone says to me, I've stopped smoking, it's been 8 days. And I say, why are you counting? So you can tell people how long you lasted this time? Like if I went to somebody and I said to you, hey, Louis, you want a cigarette? You're not going to say, what brand is it? You go, no, I'm not a smoker. I'm not one of those. That's not my identity.
That was a good little clip right there. I liked it because it's true, right? Like when I'm on a roll, I'm like, I've been doing good for, 10 days. I've been eating clean. But like with alcohol, I still keep track, but it's by the year now. So it'll be 3 years in February. And, if it gets brought up, I don't even entertain it. I just don't drink no more. I don't even entertain it. It's not even a thought like, I haven't had it for 5 days. I'm trying to do, it's not even a thought like, I don't even drink. Like, that's not part of my identity no more. Like, I'm waiting for these hot Cheetos to quit being a part of my identity. You know what I mean? But that was a good clip. That kind of like set something off in my head. Like, you got the wrong mindset, like saying I'm gonna do this for a month or whatever. So good little clip right there, y'all. Good clips out there, as well as these conspiracy type and scary clips. There's a lot of good clips out there. So make sure you're feeding yourself both sides of the fight. You know what I'm saying? So, but anyways, y'all, I hope you guys enjoyed the video. Make sure you guys leave a like, subscribe, a comment if you made it this far. Audio version of this video will be down below. It's available on Spotify and Apple Podcasts. If you want to just cruise around and listen to me talk, it's there for you. Anyways, y'all, this is Segovia signing out from the Man Cave. I'll see you guys on the next one. Later.